maintain these aircraft, not just the P-61, but the many, many other aircraft that belong to the Mid-Atlantic Air Museum. So would you help us out, please? We'd sure appreciate it. You're already helping out by coming out here to the World War II weekend, and you can become a year-round member of the Mid-Atlantic Air Museum. Take a look toward the runway and high over your left shoulder. Here comes Kevin Russo. He has the numbers he needs. He pulls back on the stick and climbs vertically, performing a quarter roll as he climbs into the vertical and pulls the aircraft nose down through the horizon once again, flying 1/4 of a maneuver called the Cloverleaf. Speed and energy building up quickly as he dives down. Speed up over 180 miles an hour as he pulls the nose on up through the vertical once again and over the top on the inside loop. Kevin Russo, born in Montreal, Canada, now makes his home in North. Kevin was just 15 years old when he started to fly. He soloed on his 16th birthday and received his pilot's license on his 17th birthday. Okay, Kevin is diving back down toward the ground once again. Going to build up lots of energy. Full power comes on. Eases the nose on up. He'll perform the first of 2 inside loops right up over the top. Airspeed dropping down. But with that powerful engine, he's able to drive right on around. So much fun, let's do it again. Kevin's going to turn the SNJ around. This is a Navy version of the T6 Texan. This is an SNJ. In fact, it's an SNJ-6, one of the latest versions, later models of the aircraft. And this one happens to be one of the lowest time T6s in the nation, with just over 3,000 flying hours. It was delivered to Pensacola in 1945 at the end of the war. Not really used extensively in training. So here he comes from the left. Now watch very carefully. He's going to pull the nose on up above the horizon, roll the aircraft around that point, stopping every 90 degrees of rotation. That's point number 2, point number 3 to night edge. And point number 4 to complete the 4 point. Kevin joined the United States Air Force Reserve when he was just 22 years old. He attended pilot training in 1984 and was based at Williams Air Force Base in Arizona. Pilot training on the T-37 and the T-38 Talon. He went on to fly the C-141B Starlifter, and then on to the Boeing C-17 Globemaster III with the Air Force Reserves. Flew in combat in Operation Iraqi Freedom. Was one of the first pilots in the reserves to fly the C-17. Logged over 6,000 flying hours for the United States Air Force Reserve, receiving commendations from the Air Force Reserve, the U.S. Navy, and the United States Marine Corps, retiring with the rank of Lieutenant Colonel. Diving down the back side of a loop, here comes Kevin with lots of energy. Diving down on a 45-degree line, completing 1/2 of what we call a Cuban 8. Kevin was a captain for a major airline, flying the A300-600 Airbus. out of New York, flying routes to the domestic cities and international destinations. He is now flying as captain on the G4 Gulfstream for a corporation in New York, flying to worldwide destinations. Now I think we're going to have another point roll from Kevin as he approaches from the left. Comes the nose. This will be at 8 points. No, this is not. He's going to perform it. Yeah, that is the 8-point hesitation roll. There's number 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 back to wings level. Kevin's going to come back from the right, build up some energy, and take it into the vertical once again like he's flying right around the inside of a barrel. Here's Kevin Russo and the barrel roll. Russo is in his 13th year flying air shows with his SNJ-5. Now, we didn't get the 8-point hesitation roll. Let's do a 16-point. Let's see if we can count this. 4 to 9 pitch, 5, 6, 7, 8 to inverted, and my shoe came up and I can't count any higher. 16-point hesitation roll by Kevin Russo in the SNJ-5. SB-2C Helldiver of the Commemorative Air Force, taxiing out to perform. And right behind, the Douglas Dauntless SBD that was replaced by the Helldiver. The SBD that earned its stripes at the Battle of Midway. Kevin Russo continues back into the vertical once again. As he comes over the top, he completes 5/8 of the loop. And a quarter roll and exits through the south. Also taxiing out more of our Pacific flyers, the P-40 Warhawk, and also the Aichi D-3, the Japanese torpedo bomber called the Val. Now I see that Kevin is accelerating the aircraft, overshooting the runway. He's got the smoke system on him. He's going to be coming up over your right shoulder in a photo pass. So get your cameras ready and put it on Kevin Russo and the SNJ-5. Turning the airplane around to come back from the left once again. Kevin's got a surprise for you this time. As he dives down to pick up some energy, he's going to convert that. Using that energy to climb. Perform another barrel. And this time, look what happens. Out comes the landing gear when he's upside down. Of course, that begs the question, did he lower the landing gear? Or did he raise the landing gear? Let's just say he extended the undercarriage. That'll make it happen. He's got wheels down, and that means he's in a good position and a good configuration to be able to land the airplane. So right now he's going to continue this left-hand turn on around. In aviation, before you retire, and he thought for a minute, he said, you know, son, there is. Just once, I want to land into the wind. Never happened. Here's Kevin Russo about to find out about that wind. You see how his left wing is slightly lower than the right wing? That's because that wind is blowing a little bit from left to right across the runway, trying to drift him off the side of the runway, so he applied that little drift correction, put it down beautifully. Now he's in a three-point stance, so it's nice and firm along the runway, even if that wind does gust him around a little bit. Kevin Russo in the SNJ-6. He's going to be parking back in the crowd, and you'll get a chance to meet him up close and personal coming up in just a few minutes. Nice guy, great guy, been flying all his life. Has many, many stories to tell about this wonderful airplane. Nice job. Flying the maneuvers that cadets in the Navy and the Army Air Corps were taught to fly in the advanced trainer, the AT-6 Texan. To qualify them to go fly the P-51s, the P-47s, and Spitfires, and Harvards, or rather Hurricanes. Learning the basic maneuvers.